Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. Scientists are completely stumped as to a massive, unexplained explosion that was detected coming from a galaxy about 10.7 billion light years away. And what was strange about this explosion, which you're seeing here in this animated loop, was that, well, first of all, it was comprised of 1,000 times more energy than every star in the galaxy. And we're talking billions of stars in a galaxy. So 1,000 times more than that. Not only did it have such an energetic force, but the explosion occurred over the course of a couple hours before vanishing just as quickly as it was observed. So according to these new reports, scientists have taken the deepest X-ray image of our universe to date, and within it, they found this evidence of a huge, unexplained explosion coming from this distant galaxy. The galaxy itself appears to be fairly faint and unremarkable, but in October of 2014, it suddenly became at least 1,000 times brighter over the course of a few hours, before fading into oblivion again. And there is absolutely zero astronomical phenomena that scientists currently know of that can explain this very strange behavior. One of the scientists by the name of Kevin Shawinski was speaking about this strange explosion and said, quote, "We may have observed a completely new type of cataclysmic event. And that whatever it is, whatever it was, a lot more observations are needed to work out what we're seeing here." The report goes on to say that the mysterious explosion was so powerful that for a few minutes the X-ray source produced 1,000 times more energy than all of the stars in the galaxy, and that no similar event has ever been detected anywhere else in the entire universe. Another team member by the name of Franz Bauer from the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile stated, quote, "Ever since discovering this source, we've been struggling to understand its origin. It's like we have a jigsaw puzzle, but we don't have all of the pieces." Now, of course, they are forced to come up with some possible theories, although none of them are likely due to the rare characteristics of this explosion. But they're saying that it could be some sort of extremely high energy explosion that is thought to be released when a massive star collapses in on itself, otherwise known as a supernova. But then again, supernovas tend to last and are observable for hundreds if not thousands or millions of years. And yet what we're seeing here occurred in just a matter of hours. Another possibility is that this could be a black hole that had recently shredded a white dwarf star. But yet again, the timetable of how quickly this explosion came about and then disappeared has got scientists completely perplexed. None of these ideas fits the data perfectly, and this was a quote by another researcher who is part of the team, and they simply don't understand it. Now, while we're on the topic of strange bursts of energy, lately we've been talking about another strange, mysterious phenomenon that's been popping up in the news lately, and that is of these very strange fast radio bursts, or FRBs. And if you guys remember, in a recent video, we spoke to the fact that astronomers had for the very first time detected a set of these radio signals all coming from the exact same source in space, as in they were not random like they had been in the past, and they had only first been detected back in 2007. And so when you have a radio signal coming from space, and you find multiple bursts or signals all coming from one single spot, well, that leads us into the realm of something possibly artificial creating these signals. And it has been theorized by scientists, mainstream scientists, that these fast radio bursts that they detected could be emanating from some sort of alien satellite dish on a distant planet out there, and that these signals could be being utilized in order to communicate with alien spaceships that are out navigating space as we speak. And we spoke about this in a recent video, so it's very exciting. And for once, it's not just me asking you to take my word for it. We have mainstream scientists who would seem to be finally just throwing in the towel and saying, all right, we give up. We're seeing a lot of strange things happening in space. Whether it be these strange signals all coming from a single source, to these mysterious stars that would seem to have some sort of megastructure being built around them that's actually blocking out almost half of the starlight, to the major discovery of those 7 Earth-sized alien planets circling a nearby star called TRAPPIST-1, which is just 39 light-years from Earth. And so the odds that we are going to find alien life or sources of alien life are growing by the day. So this is all very exciting. And while we're on the topic of strange things in space, I want to show you guys a new Mars rover photograph that was emailed to me by a viewer. This actually comes from the Curiosity rover that is on Mars, trekking across the surface. And a viewer of ours was looking at some images that were taken of the Martian soil, and he discovered what he could only describe as some sort of mysterious metal ball or sphere laying amongst the Martian rocks. So you're seeing the original image here, and here's the rock where I'm circling. So, well, I don't know if it's a rock, but it certainly looks metallic. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. Alright, so this is the best close-up image I've got. I've increased the contrast a bit. NASA tends to wash a lot of these photographs out, but this is a very strange object, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. There's nothing else like it around. There's nothing else in the image, and it appears to be a reflective, gray, metallic object of some sort, which is very strange. And it's also strange that there has been no mention of this by NASA. It's not a perfect sphere, and it does seem to have some strange surface characteristics. So I guess my question here is, what is this? It looks metallic, there's nothing else around. Could this be some sort of iron meteorite or something like that? Or is this a piece to some sort of metal machinery that dates back to when Mars used to be like Earth? And if you follow the channel, you'll know that I am a firm believer that Mars was just like Earth before, likely populated, full of buildings, structures. We've done plenty of videos talking about these structures, ruins, a lot of them still found partially buried or sticking up out of the surface even today. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys this, so I will put the link to it down in the video description. And lastly, before we go today, I want to show you guys a new piece of UFO footage coming out of Corpus Christi, Texas. A viewer who was going down the highway noticed what looked to him like a formation of metallic objects moving through the sky in a triangular formation. That almost seemed to decloak for a few moments and then disappear again, like it was using some sort of strange cloaking mechanism. And it only appears very briefly, so go ahead and check this out and we'll talk more in just a second. Alright, so if you guys didn't see this, I am replaying the piece of footage just where these UFOs or where this UFO appears. So we're driving down the highway here, and right here you can see we have this group of what the viewer could only describe as little gray objects that would literally fade in and out of visibility, like I said, as if they were cloaking themselves momentarily and decloaking themselves. He said that these were not birds and that this was not a reflection on the window. That is for sure. And as I'm showing you this enhanced clip here, at times you can clearly see that these things materialize and then moments later dematerialize, completely vanishing from view. Moments later, they come back into view, but would seem almost to have changed color, where earlier they showed up as these sort of silvery white specks, but later on show up as being black. And when you're watching the footage without the enhancements, you cannot see them. The only time you do see them is briefly, where they have this white color to them, and they vanish in and out. So, the viewer was absolutely sure of what he was seeing, that this was not something natural he had seen, and as far as he knew, that even when viewing it from his naked eye, groups of objects in the sky do not simply dematerialize. They're either there or they're not there. Let me know what you guys think. It was filmed in 4K on the viewer's iPhone 6 Plus. He just was really stumped by it, and it's very interesting. We've spoken many times before about these craft that have been seen across the globe exhibiting what appears to be some sort of cloaking mechanism that allows them to blend in with the sky and disappear when they do not want to be seen, and likewise reappear. So, again, thank you guys for stopping by today, and thanks to the viewer for sending this in. Let me know what you guys think. If you have your own UFO footage or a strange story you'd like me to talk about, don't hesitate to shoot me an email. It's down in the video description. So with that, I want you guys to stay tuned. I have got some more UFO footage that will be featured in our next video, coming both from the International Space Station as well as the recent SpaceX rocket launch, where we have discovered something very anomalous that you guys are going to want to see. I am currently analyzing that footage now and am preparing it for our next video. So stay tuned, subscribe, share this video, and I will see you all back here in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.